Hey, I'm going to be going over a little bit more in depth on the book "Homeless to Billionaire" by Andres Pira. Uh, in the last video, I just kind of did a brief overview of what the book was about. In the book, he goes into a lot of detail on the 18 principles of wealth attraction, and I'm going to kind of go over those a little bit and maybe give you an insight of what they've meant for me. And in the comments are going along, if anybody's read the book, go ahead and make a comment on there and let me know what you think of some of these different um, principles of wealth attraction. His first one he talks about is lead a laser focused life. And that's one of those that what does it really mean? And what I gathered out of the book is you need to look at what you want to do and be focused on getting that done, no matter what it takes. Just focus on what you're doing, where you want to go, and just take that as your main thing that you're focusing on. That's because a laser, like a laser focuses the light beam into a very small point, and in there, what I gathered is that's what we need to do when we take our focus. We need to focus on one point and accomplish it. Um, his second principle, number two, is take risk, responsibility, and action. Um, that's one that take risk and take action. That's one that a lot of us are have trouble with, is the taking the risk. We're so set in what we want to do. Um, take the risk, but you got to do the action. If you say, okay, I need to do whatever it is you want to do, and then you don't do anything about it, you're not going to get anything. So take the risk. I know in my journey here, after retiring, I focused on how I can generate myself some extra income, and taking the risk and taking the action. When you put everything in it, that's either you make it work or you fail big time. You got to take the action and you just do what you need to do to get it done. So that's kind of what I took out of that. Take risks and take your action. His third principle is focus on I am. And that's one for a lot of us that it's hard to really focus on I am. What is I am? Well, it could be, uh, what is your mind? Here's a quote that was in the book. I forget who it was by. Thoughts become things if you see it in your mind and you hold it in your hand. Um, so that was kind of a weird quote that I seen there that you had to think about. It makes is what am I? Um, you know, I am retired. I am a freelance internet marketer. I am, uh, what am I? I'm a good husband. I'm a good wife. Whatever situation you have to be. Um, I'm not a good wife, but I'm a good husband. I'm a good father, good provider. I am, and then followed up with something else that's behind that. I am, and focus on that. And you think about that each day, and that's what's going to happen. There's just a lot of things like that. Um, Number four is thinking time or taking time to think and make it a priority. So thinking time and make it a priority. That's one that you kind of have to look at your thinking time. Take some time. What I took out of that and what I've started doing is uh, take some time to think about what's going on. What do you need to do? Um, be alone so that you're not interrupted, and then you can kind of sort through what you need to think about what you do, and then when you come up with a good idea, you need to make it happen. Make it a priority. I think I want to, um, there's a challenge out there, 90-day challenge, create a video every day for 90 days. Well, I started it and then got interrupted a couple of times. So every time you miss a day, you got to start over. So you got to make it a priority to do that, and that's what I'm doing here, is trying to, that's what I'm doing, is making a video. And actually today I think this is my third video for the day. But that doesn't mean I have a slack for tomorrow. I got to create one every day for 90 days. And you see my first video, and yeah, it wasn't very good. It's getting better, I think. But just make it a priority to um, think about different things. And one of the quotes in there, I'll read, is be alone, that is the secret of invention. Be alone, that is when ideas are born. Uh, I don't know about you. There's many times when, like, I'm waking up or just going to sleep, your mind's all cleared, and you're not thinking about something. All of a sudden, something pops in your mind and says, "Oh, that's how I do that problem." You think about a problem. It used to happen to me all the time. I'm thinking about something. When I was doing engineering work, think about a problem, and you're having trouble with it. It's not working right. You're trying to try your things. Next thing you know, you're going to sleep and you solve the problem. Wake up next day, and hopefully you remember it. Wake up next day, and then you solve it, and that was your problem. You got to have that thinking time. And then his number 5 principle of wealth attraction is celebrate. Celebration creates addiction, or addition, not addiction, addition to progress. Uh, so what he's talking about in there is you need to celebrate even the small stuff. Just if you make a win at something, it could be anything. Just go ahead and do a celebration for it. Doesn't mean you have to stop doing the next task, but you need to keep going. Number 6, the law of vibrational giving. That one was a little, you had to think about that. And he goes real good in the book explaining what that is. You just need to, basically, the more you give, the more you're going to get. You just have to read or listen to the book. I did the audio version just because it allows me to be listening to book, and then I went back and had to take some more notes, listen to some of it again, but I can be doing other things. So I'm listening to that while I'm working in the garden or something. I try not to do that when I'm doing thing that I have to really pay attention to. Like working on a table saw. I like to have, basically the ear protection on and no noise. I can concentrate on what I'm doing. It's that laser focus when you're dealing with dangerous equipment. Number 7 is gratitude. And one of the quotes in the book, I'll give you who the quote was. I didn't write down who the quotes were, but it just kind of made sense. It says, "A true hero is not measured by the size of his strength, but by the size of his heart." And that just kind of made sense. I should have wrote down who these quotes were, because they're some pretty good quotes. I took that away. So, when even just something as small as somebody holds the door open for you, thank them for it. It could be anything. Uh, give something away. I know normally I don't give any money to these guys on the street, just because, yeah, a lot of them, they pull away in more expensive cars than I'm driving. You're begging on the street, making more money than I am. Not a good thing. Well, I had one guy showed up not too long ago when I was just leaving a restaurant here in town, and he was trying to get back to Chicago. He lost his wallet in Missouri, and he wanted to know if I had any money. And well, he took off a 14 karat gold ring and a bracelet, was going to give that to me. I had $40 on me. 14 karat gold bracelet is worth more than $40. And I knew this guy was in a scam. So I gave him the $40, and he wanted more. I says, "All I have," but you know what? Before he left, I said, "Here," I give him back his jewelry. I said, just pay it forward. I don't normally do that, but for some reason, this guy seemed like he was really in desperate need. He was willing to give away pretty expensive stuff for almost no money. He was just going to walk away, and with the $40, and I just had to do that. So there's a gratitude. I showed it to him, and hopefully he'll show it to somebody else. Pass it on. Next one is number 8, is have ideas so massive others become uncomfortable. That one kind of, I've seen that in myself and others sometimes too, where you have an idea, it's a big idea, and then you tell somebody and they say, oh no, that won't work, and then somebody else says, no, that's a scam, that's something else. And in the book he has many examples of when he had massive ideas and nobody think it'd work, but you know what, they ended up working. He found a way to make them work. So they say, don't shoot for the moon because you may not make it. You want to shoot for the next galaxy, so you'll bypass the moon on your way there. Just have big, massive goals, and you'll find a way to do it. That's kind of stuff I'm trying to work on now, but that's how it goes. Sometimes you just gotta try and do what you can. Number 9 is be passionate. What do you want to do? I had somebody one time ask me, if money was not an object, what would you do? And I've had people I've talked to that were struggling on something, and I just asked them the same question: if money was not an object, what would you do? And then they come back with an answer. It's like, well, then what do we need to do? What's the first step to get there? And that was, that's kind of an eye-opening when you first ask that question. So in the comments, put down what you would do if money was not an object. That'd always be a good to see what everybody's big goal would be. Number 10 is master your emotions. Let's see, our thoughts and our dreams are our ideas, and they're physical in the universe. So I don't think I wrote the quote down quite right, but master your emotions. Let's see, what do you think about? What are you dreaming? Trying to control those emotions. He goes in real good in the book on this. If you haven't read it, read it. If you've read it, comment what you thought of that part of the book or audio that you walked up or you listened to. Number 11, wake up expecting problems. You're always going to have problems. Just expect them, I guess. You just got to figure out how to get over the problems. Don't look at it as something you can't do. It's like, okay, what am I going to learn today from this problem? One of the quotes in there is, if you do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. Not sure how that exactly wake up expecting problems, but that's a thought that a lot of people don't do. You'll see people that they're constantly they're not expecting anything more. There's a quote that Jerry Rice had said. Those of you who know the football know who he is. He was a great football player, and he says, I don't have the quote quite right in front of me, but he says, I'll do today what others won't, so tomorrow I can have what they can't. One of his practice things was every time he touched a ball, he'd run through the end zone. This is practice. Why run that much running? Well, what did he do when he got in a game? He got the ball, he ran across the end zone. So that's what he practiced. So in his mind, he's seen himself running to the end zone every time he touched the ball, and you know what? He did it a lot. Number 12 is embrace apology. Yeah, that for all of us can be a tough one. When you do something wrong, or you hurt somebody's feelings, you apologize for it. I know that's something I need to work on a lot too. Is that it's just one of those things that sometimes hard to do, but you got to do them. Number 13, fit body, strong mind. If you're not in good shape, you don't feel good, Uh, you have a tendency to just not do anything. I know when I sit around, and of course I get bored quick just sitting around doing nothing, but I always got to keep moving. And the more I move around, the less my body hurts, unless I'm overextending, like uh, digging in the dirt or something like that. That's kind of tough, but especially when you get, in your 60s, it takes a bit more, but I do it anyway because I need to keep moving, and it's there's a lot of things you can do that keeps fun. One of the things I like to do to keep fit is I still like to roller skate. Um, I grew up doing that since high school, and I competed in speed and the arts other one there, but speed's what I like, and I still like to go fast. I go out there's kids a third my age trying to keep up with me, and that's always kind of nice when you have the technique, because I've done it so much. I don't have to work as hard as they do, and that's something that you need to look at as well. Is um, you can work less and get more if you do it right. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but um, that's just kind of my thoughts on that. Number 14 is pay more, give more, get more, or keep more. He goes over this very good in the book, and maybe someone else can comment on what they thought of that section. Um, he would pay more for an item if he thought it was worth it, and it should be paid more. Some people underestimate the value of what they're doing, and he also give more. He would give away more than we did, and in the long run, he ended up keeping more money in his pocket than if he would have tried to pay less and give less. He'd end up less, and that he'd get to keep. Robert Kiyosaki, those you may not know or you may know, he's the one that did the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he had a couple of insights on there. Rich is measured in money, and wealth is measured in time. And that's kind of the focus between those that are wealthy. They're working on for the time. They're not working for the money. And we all want to be wealthy. And of course, a lot of us like to be rich, but that's your focus on the money. I want to have time to do something. Money doesn't matter if I have the time. How much I'm making doesn't matter, as long as it gives me the time to do what I want to do. And that's just one of the things this book is really brings out. So those of you who haven't read or watching this, go get it and read it. Number 15, perfect mimicking and mentorship. And that was the one that I'm learning a bit more. If you find something that somebody is doing well, whether it be writing text, writing copy, investing, building something, being one of my hobbies being woodworking. I watch a lot of woodworking videos. How do they do that? And if they do it, just do what they're doing. Mimic what they're doing. If they're successful at something that you want to do, just mimic what they're doing. You got to, of course, if you copy something exactly like they did, you need to give them credit for, that's where you got it from. But that's another thing. Mentorship. If you're looking at doing something, you need a mentor or a coach. All your athletes, they all have a coach, somebody that helps them perform better, do better. A lot of business people will have mentors that helps them with their business. Not really called a coach, but they're called a mentor. So somebody that's already done it is going to help you get there a little quicker. Why fight the stream when you can take a powered boat up it instead of paddling up it? Go the easy way. They're going to teach you what you need to learn. Let's see. Number 16, invest in your employees. Now that is one that I have seen throughout my 50 some years of working. A lot of companies, they say they invest in their employees, but they don't really do that. And in this book, he goes in uh, things that he has done to invest in his employees, and it's paid off big time. So that's, that's one of those things that you just need to look at. Uh, what do you, if you do have a business, a lot of us now, we're out of that, we're retired or going to retire. We're not going to really have employees. But think back in your career, how many employers actually invested in you? How many of them said, oh, okay, well, you can do this. Well, if you do this, we'll do this. You take this class and then we'll pay you back or whatever. But they're not really investing in you. They're allowing you to invest in yourself and make things better. And then you look at, okay, how can I get better for myself? And there's kind of a disconnect sometimes between the employee and employer that way. And that's something this guy goes into that's really good in this book. Number 17, value positivity over results. So that's one of those that you want to be, without repeating the same thing, be positive. He kind of goes over a little bit different in your mindsets, and I'm just kind of reading what he said. Great minds discuss ideas, and then average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. So look at a group. If you get a chance to get to a group with a different type of people, listen to them. If you're in a group with a bunch of wealthy people, they're discussing ideas. How do I make this product better? How do I do this? How do I make something? How can I help this group or this person? Where the average mind events. Okay, what's going on? Here's this event going on. And then the small mind discuss people. All they're doing is talking about people. Lots of times they're complaining about people. And I've been in workplaces where they're constantly complaining, and it's like, I just don't even want to be around them. Sometimes you don't have a choice; you just have to ignore them. But you need to be around a group. Then number 18, video's getting a little bit long, so cover this up. Number 18 is do, be, go, have. That was kind of just 4 words that thrown out that didn't really make sense until you look at what they're doing. Do activities that bring you wealth. Be focused on bringing your future to a reality. And then go is risks. Let's see, I'm trying to hear. Take the risk more than you feel. And then have is the confidence and faith that you can do it. So I kind of might go back to one of the earlier ones. I am. It's like, I am going to do this, whatever it happened to be. And then you need to have the confidence and faith that you can do it. Well, you just need to be there and think about it. All in all, this was a very good book. And this video is running a little bit long, but I hope you get a lot of information out of it. And in the discussion, talk about anything that you happen to see from the book and how it might have affected you, or even if you had questions, maybe we can get a discussion going on something in there that, maybe we all had questions on, or how can we make some of this work. So hope you enjoyed this review. I'll be reviewing another book. I'll put a post out there of which one I'm going to do, so those you can go find the book and then go ahead and review it, read it, and let's talk about it.